Cyborg USA, Cyborg USA. They got the skills to pay the bills and help the president along the way. Cyborg USA, Cyborg USA. They got street smarts and lots of parts, and they made it robotic ways. They all died in a train crash, and their bodies were torn apart. Resurrected by hearts of wreck. Now they are a brand new start. Yeah, Cyborg USA, Cyborg USA. We got the skills to pay the bills. They do our will designed to kill, and they made it good. USA, USA, USA.
The Cyborg USA theme song means you're ready to blast off on the Splendopia Hour live. That's right. Happy birthday, America. We got a present for you. We'll give you a few hints. First, it's 60 minutes long. It's dedicated to independent comic book projects. And like your birthday, it's known to have some fireworks. Give up. It's this program, the Splendopia Hour, live. The best showcase of independent comic book projects, period. Two big guests today. First up, we're going to be speaking with Justin Dutton, who's going to tell us all about Unstitched, parts 1 and 2. Then we'll travel to Hellhole with Mark Middleton, and we're going to meet some grave robbers. Very excited about those projects. Me, I'm like Uncle Sam, and I want you to enjoy this program. But let's send it over to the host of our show, a guy who's so American, if you prick him, he'll bleed red, white, and blue. Here he is. It's Robert C. Casey. Bring him out.
You know what sells that joke is the pause.
The pause. The pause.
Yeah. Red, white, and blue. Yeah, you got it.
Boom.
That's my blood.
They tell me comedy is all about the timing, Rob.
It is rule of threes.
Timing.
That's right.
Yeah. Like this is awkward.
Timing. Red, white, and blue.
You like that one. I knew you'd like that.
I did like that one. I haven't heard that joke. I liked it.
How about that intro, huh? Those drone shots are great.
Oh, God bless you on that drone shot. I didn't think the Splendopia budget was going to be able to pull that off, but here we go. We got it.
You know, I got a great production team out west, and we.
Mm-hmm.
I'm muted. I don't know.
You muted yourself.
I don't know. I'm not touching any buttons. So.
Oh.
My hands are free.
We might have a ghost in the machine.
Ghost in the machine. Now that's a comic.
I want to see those hands. I want to see those hands at all time, Anton.
Always up top. Always up top.
It's gonna be a good show. I feel spicy today. 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July.
It's been a good week. Yeah. I love the 4th of July. God damn it.
4th of July. You shoot off some fireworks or what?
Oh, there's fireworks going off everywhere. I don't shoot off fireworks, but my kids did. I don't know, about 1,000 sparklers. I had to throw away about 1,000 sparklers today.
This is 1,000 wire skewers.
Yeah.
The yard.
Yeah, it sucks. No, they were good. They put them in like a glass jar.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're cool. They're good kids.
So you're not blowing off into the woods behind you.
No, we got to keep it clean out here, man. It drives me crazy. I get all kinds of shit washing up in my backyard from the ocean. Yeah.
From the ocean. Well, it looks great. It looks great out there. Always beautiful day outside the Splendopia.
Another beautiful day at the Splendopia Studios. I could not be more blessed. So we got to. Do you want to talk about you want to remind us about our first guest right now while I
would love to.
I want to call up his campaign.
What? Huh? Here he comes. We're going to bring out Justin Dutton. Very excited. He's going to tell us all about his project, Unstitched, parts 1 and 2. Twofer. We like it. Bring him out. Justin Dutton, everybody. Justin Dutton, everybody. Here he is, Rob.
Sorry. I was getting this. Fucked that up.
Justin Dutton, everybody. We're really
fucked that up so bad. No, I was getting it.
Justin Dutton, everybody. Here.
This is why comedy is about the timing.
Yes. And Justin Dutton, here he is. There he is.
Up?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. I'm just going to make a slight clarification. It's actually part 1 of 2, not part 1 and 2.
Oh! Oh my God!
You said and two. I didn't catch that.
I call him a twofer. Yep. We'll get you back.
We do have two covers, so you know what? Let's just say you were mentioning the two covers. Boom.
Perfect. One of two. Problem solved.
Well, I knew it was one of two, and I didn't correct you because it just blew right by me. So thank you for correcting us.
Yep, well, you know what? Sometimes with comedy, it's about timing and failures.
Accuracy too. Accuracy is key.
So Justin, tell us about yourself. Like, how'd you get into comics, and what's your story? And like, we don't know you. You don't know us.
United States. Where's Albertsons? Albertson.
It is in the middle of nowhere of North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. We have like plenty of trees, fields, and like one stoplight.
Do you have a livestock?
Yeah, actually I have chickens in the side yard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would love to own a couple chickens.
It's wonderful to have fresh eggs.
You know our friend Finnegan, Anton, our friend Finnegan, when he lived in Vermont, they had chickens in their yard.
Oh.
They ran fresh eggs out of there. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for adding that to the show.
Well, I just thought it might be interesting to you personally.
It was. It was.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to get the video chat up on our phone, so now I see it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There we go. Lamb, there it is.
All my accessories are in a row.
All your devices. Well, I'm glad you finally got set 20 minutes into the show.
I don't know, man. You know what happened? I was on this other stream. I never stream, but I was on this the Inexorable Word Nerds stream last night for 4 hours.
What?
So if you want to check out me talking for 4 hours, that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself.
Sounds like a nightmare. I could probably just tell your wife.
What if we watch this video? What do you think about that, Justin?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go for it. I want to give a shout out to my friend Sean, who did the voiceover at the beginning, and then my friend Leanne, who actually helped me edit everything. So.
Okay, great.
Great, Sean and Leanne.
Let's play it, and I'm gonna try to blow it up.
Fear takes form in the darkness. The darkness feeds off screams. Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, built on hopes and dreams. So remember, in the terror of night, to protect the child, protect the light. Try not to become unstitched.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Dutton, writer and creator of Unstitched. It's a brand new story that was created by inspiration of my niece, my love of 80s, like dark, gritty Don Bluth films. And in fact, that's what Unstitched is. It is a dark fantasy, all-ages story. It's a mix of Rise of the Guardians, Toy Story, and Coraline, all put together. I have a talented, wonderful artist named Laura Rimbas-Humberty. She's even doing one of the covers. The other cover is a variant done by the highly talented Jason Brubaker. You know him from Remind, from Sithra, plenty of other things. Unstitched, part 1 of 2 is coming out soon. It's going to be 48 pages, with part 2 being 50-some pages. Later on, we got some cool tiers with the book. Besides just getting 1 or 2 covers, you can either get this as a poster. This original art piece will also be for sale. And if you don't get the poster, this will also be the back cover as well. We have a mini print that's going to be on the higher tiers, like the 150 tier, which this is going to be a teddy bear based off the Boogeyman with the glow-in-the-dark eyes, limited to 10. You get both covers, this poster, and a mini print.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that's terrifying.
Isn't that awesome?
So that little teddy bear's climbing out of its back. Is that
Yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good evil laugh.
Yeah, definitely.
Rob, do your evil laugh, Rob.
Like that? Is that my evil laugh? I don't know. I have a couple of them. I have a couple evil laughs. I have to be honest with you.
That's great. That video is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The style of the book, you know, the book, like, you know, we've kind of we kind of see that, like you talked about some of the inspirations, like the, you know, kind of the idea of like a kid's toy, kind of like leading them into this fantasy world and like different stories before. But the art is very, the style of it, it's like it's like, you know, it's its own thing, and it's like it's very compelling. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. You know, it's very
sucks you in.
Well, I was trying to imagine as a kid, like reading it as a kid, it would be you know, enveloping. I think that's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can, you know, you can imagine your imagination like being transported to this place. It's
well,
the
like
style
what Justin
is. The style is consuming. I don't know if that makes any sense. It reaches off the page. It reaches off the page.
Yeah, I understand what you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura is a fantastic artist, and like she has a very well like grim fairy tale art style. Which is, you know, it's very fitting for the book. Because you know, it keeps it like very at moments light and friendly, but then, you know, like a roller coaster, once we go downhill, we go downhill, and you know, there's some good visuals, especially like as you're scrolling down, seeing like page 2 right there with the eyes just going through the room, and
exactly.
just boom.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Shout out to Elasmat in the chat.
Oh, Elasmat is also fun in his book. Good to have him here.
What I wanted, Justin, you talk about in the video, Don Bluth films.
Oh, yes.
Right? And Don Bluth films as a kid were always so great and really engrossed you and enveloped you in the story as well. Tell us about some of the movies you really liked of his.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Secret of Nymph was a really big one. And in fact, I think there was like several scenes in that I kind of gave to my artists as like, hey, when we get to the like under the bed realm, picture like the owl's cave where you just see like cobwebs and just that terrifying moment and stuff. All Dogs Go to Heaven was another one. And like very much Land Before Time, where Land Before Time had that very that heart of, you know, wanting to be brave and courage, and but you know the reason why it had like that heart and courage is he made that fear and like reasons to be terrified just really terrifying with it, like the sharp tooth as a kid, and I was like, I want to do that.
I love Land Before Time, and what about Fievel, right?
Yes.
We might as well. Yeah, we might as well shout him out since you know, 4th of July.
Fievel Goes West. Secrets of Nim used to scare the bejesus out of me. Anybody else?
Yeah. You know what? I loved it as a kid. The weird thing is, like, one of the like Ernest's Halloween scared me as a kid.
Ernest scares everybody. I mean, Ernest is he's such a. Jim Varney was such an amazing actor.
A genius.
He was a genius. Yeah, I think he was a genius. I'd go that far. I would
genius
go that far.
in character development. I mean, to be able to take the character of Ernest and millions and movies and TVs, hours of entertainment off that one weird character, and him talking to Vern.
Yes.
I mean, genius work.
In our hometown, you know, I don't know, I don't want to get derailed too much because we have another guest, Mark. I want to bring him on pretty soon. But in our hometown, Anton and mine, Jim Varney did the local like. Do you remember this? He did the local like Spenard Builder Supply advertisements. Yeah, and I always thought that he was like from Anchorage. You know what I mean? Because he's like, hey, Vern, you got to come out to Spinard Builder Supply.
Hey, Vern.
Yeah. And it was like, I don't know. Maybe he did those for everybody and they just slapped Spinard. Maybe it was just like, you know what I mean? Anyway.
Remember Ernest goes to jail and he's like electrocuted?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And he like comes back, right? Doesn't he have like powers or something?
Yeah. I think about how he's like Eddie Murphy and he plays like, he plays like multiple characters in those movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He'd be like his own mother. He'd be like Vern's mom. Shows up.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
let me ask the other thing that intrigued me from the video. I loved the quote, "Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment."
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's great.
Because all right, so in my mind, childhood wonderment is built on like hopes, dreams, and imaginations. Those are the building blocks that makes what childhood so special. And as we get older, we face our own trials, tribulations, fears, and struggles, and that's the enemy that like unstitches childhood wonderment.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I
like it a lot too. I like it. Good catch, Anton. I want to let's invite our other guests on. Well, let's invite our other guests on, Mark, and then talk about his campaign a little bit, and then we'll come back to this and go through the tiers and stuff. Is that all right with you, Justin?
Right.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, man.
Let's bring him out. We've got our second guest on the show, Mark Middleton. He's going to tell us about grave robbers. Welcome to Hellhole. Here he is. Mark Middleton, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, Mark, I was saying, like, I guess just before the chat, like, I've seen your campaign on Twitter for a while. I guess I am a little confused. I thought had it gone live, or I know it has. It's not live right now, right?
Yeah. Well, what we wanted to do.
Story.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, tell me about the Odyssey or the story of your campaign.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we haven't gone live yet. We've been around for a little while. I wanted to kind of build a bit of a following and, kind of get, build some anticipation for it before I launched, because I really don't have a whole lot of, background and stuff. But, it's born out of a love of Westerns. My grandpa really loved Westerns. My dad really liked them.
Yeah.
And personally, I've always been a huge fan of horror films, and I've always been a huge fan of horror comic books. And, it's kind of melded and formed into what grave robbers really became. Basically the idea is that you have a couple of bounty hunters, and they have these special gifts and curses that allow them to hunt things that are supernatural and not of this world. So
is that these two guys? We've got the mysterious Burn Bandage Man and Big Dick Murphy.
Burn Bandage Man, I like that.
Yeah.
Big Dick Murphy, he's going to be the central focus. He's the main character.
Okay.
He is. How
do you like that, Anton? Big Dick Murphy.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, proof is in the pudding, right? Is there a shot with no? That's what we got to find out.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to really like the name.
Literal or figurative? I guess that's really the question.
Well, he's an ex-soldier from the Civil War, and he headed west. Once it ended, a lot of guys that ended up out west, they picked up and left once they got back from the Civil War. Yeah. And that was a theme that I wanted to really cover and bring back. It's a classic.
The Union or the West? Who did he fight for?
He was a Confederate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's not everybody's. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, right. That's the thing is, a lot of those guys were Confederates, and not every hero is going to be born out of great circumstances, and he definitely carries some demons with him, both figuratively and mentally, and a big dick. Yeah.
Sure.
But he's definitely got a little bit of pain there, and that's something that I really wanted to give him. Definitely some roots in pathos, and really have him kind of come out as McClintock kind of John Wayne, Clint Eastwood kind of figure.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. So I'm like heavy a Western fan, and I love those like anti-heroes, and I love like John Wayne. John Wayne in The Searchers is like a great example of like a conflicted sort of monster who's been shaped by his environment.
The Shootist is a great example too. Yeah. He was fantastic in that, and that was just such a dark movie.
Well, I love these guys. These guys that the Western tale is like interesting. You have these guys that have this like internal sense of honor or purpose,
right?
But it's at odds. It's really at odds objectively with their actions. But you understand why they take. It's like the moral code of like self-preservation, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at True Grit, and you got the main character in that, Rooster Cogburn, and he is just an undesirable kind of person to even be around. Even in the remake they did, they painted that a little more, but he's just one of those characters that
fill your hands, you sons of bitches.
But yeah, he's one of those characters that you really just identify with, in spite of the fact that he is unlikable, and Big Dick's gonna have a little bit of that kind of flair to him. So Richard, on the other hand, he's gonna be he's a bad guy. He's just straight up evil kind of character.
This is the burn victim, as Rob called him.
Right.
The mysterious bandage man.
Mysterious bandage man. Sorry.
I don't know if you guys saw Darkman in the early 90s. I was a big fan of that, and
I went it 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and I loved Sam Raimi.
Amazing.
Yeah, Sam Raimi, I think, has got to be one of the best horror film directors of the 90s and the early 2000s, and I thought that would make a really good template for a character, and I kind of built off of that and changed it a little bit. He's not after revenge. He's not, redeeming. He's just an evil, hateful kind of person. But he's a smoldering kind of person.
Sorry, you must love The Quick and the Dead then, man. The Quick and the Dead is like my jam.
Quick and the Dead was a great movie. Yeah, that was that's one of the underrated, I think, westerns lately.
I think it's underrated because it's like absurd.
Yeah, it is. It's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very it's not cartoonish, but it is very I want to say
it's heightened like comic violence or comic book violence almost. Yeah. It's it's a great movie though. A lot of people go to Tombstone, a lot of people go to the spaghetti westerns, but Quick and the Dead is a great movie. I think that stuff works for like broader audiences like better. It's like more grounded. I think I remember watching Quick and the Dead in the theater, and I was like dying. I was like loving it. But other people around me were like, "Oh, that's crazy. He wouldn't like do like 3 backflips after you shot him in the head."
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are so used to those the Clint Eastwood movies where you have that really quick draw, and then they just kind of grab the wound and then take 2 steps and fall over.
Right.
That kind of death.
A little more real. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get people like that going to see Quick and the Dead, they're going to have an issue.
Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to like wax poetic about that shit.
Well, Sam Raimi did The Boogeyman, which reminds me of Justin's Little Bear.
Yeah. Why don't we go back to that then? We'll talk about those tiers and then we'll come back to you, Mark. Okay. How's that? I like to kind of, once we get both guests and sort of bounce back and forth.
That sounds
have
great.
Have a conversation.
Horror movies and westerns.
Yeah.
Looks great.
If I can get it.
If we can get it.
Yeah. You can do it.
You got to get over to Twitter too. We got to look at some of those funny videos that they made that they mashed up already, Rob.
What are we talking about? Oh, the Yona Fui movie?
Yeah, Yona Fui did some mashups that are funny.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. I had a it's 4th of July. My handle on my book is Cyborg USA, which we crowdfunded on Indiegogo, and you guys saw the theme song. And I go by Captain USA on Twitter, which is also the name of the main character in my book. And Mr. Yonafui, who's the greatest meme master the world has ever seen, He lives. I don't know if you know this, Anton. He lives in Chile, like unrest, like Civil War torn Chile, and he just instead,
is Chile going through a civil war right now?
It's not really a civil war. I was trying to figure out the right way to say it, but it's like it's like there are a lot of bad times going around in the world right now, and Chile is like one of the really bad ones. And he's making these stupid fucking memes.
Oh, there you go.
All right, we got to start it over at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because is this on or what? Let me take a look. Okay. All right. So he made this sweet meme for us for the Splendopia hour, and I am eternally grateful. I really like it.
The Cyborg USA theme song on the Splendopia hour live. America, fuck yeah! America, fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way. Your game is through, 'cause now you have to answer to America, fuck yeah! So lick my butt and suck on my balls, America, fuck yeah! What you gonna do when we come for you now? It's the dream that we all share. It's the hope for tomorrow. Fuck yeah!
Thank you.
I love how many shots there are out there on the internet of you just making some face like.
Of me doing what?
Of you just making some face like.
Well, that's the beauty.
Then pops off.
Do you know about the war campaign?
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the war campaign, part of the war campaign has this like crack team of memers, and my this face of mine now has been, cut and paste. There's just like the memers share files of like our cutout heads, for fast, rapid memeing. Rapid meme deployment is what it is.
The rapid meme deployment team.
Yeah.
Well, I feel honored. I mean, it was my first memeing by Mr. Yonafel.
Yeah, you should be honored. He is the best, in my opinion.
I feel honored. Nice. It was a shock. I had no idea.
So there we go. So what do we got here, Justin? We got the featured perk is
back to business. That's right, Rob. Back to business.
Yes.
I know. We gotta get back on track here.
The Dreamer tier for $55, you get Laura's cover, a variant cover from Jason Brubaker, fold out poster, and a mini print. And the mini print is actually about the size of the book as well. So
okay, great. And
so the glow in the dark, was that Teddy? Was that Tara? Don't scroll, Rob.
Well, okay, go ahead.
I want to read that. I like that. Teddy is Tariff.
It is Teddy stands for Terrifically Effective Dreaming Defender. Yeah.
Terrifically effective dreaming defender. Yeah.
So in the world of Unstitched, the difference between a teddy and a stuffed animal is really like a teddy is a title, almost like a sort of like knighthood that protects children.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
They work to protect her and her nightstand from the goons working for the darkness, trying to break the light and terrorize her without becoming unstitched in the process.
I was trying. So where's the? I guess we'll go down these tiers. But where's the one where you can get that bear?
It's at the very bottom. Yep.
All right. That bear is amazing with the bears coming out of its back.
And the glow in the dark. Yeah, and the glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the next one. So the next one is just like the basic. Oh no, just a poster.
Yep, it's a poster, and then the next one is the book. That's Laura's cover, who she's also the artist on the interior.
Yep.
Amazing looking cover. Because I love it when covers basically tell a story. You have like Eleanor and the Teddy, and they're facing against the darkness. The boogeyman underneath him. You have like a Mike, which is a monster in the closet, and they're just standing on a pile of unstitched teddy bears.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love her style and the look. Like, you got a really great artist.
Like the little girl's eyes, like in that one right there, Rob, that 4th frame. Yeah, like I love that sort of comic book look, right? Like it's like a big eye.
For this story, yeah, definitely.
Like something about big eyes. Maybe that's all it is.
Oh, you have something for big eyes?
Maybe that's just why I like the big eye. Like that big
Well, I
style.
think so. Here's the thing about, I don't know. I can like take a moment to talk about it because I'm like not crazy about it. It's like a thing that's sort of like an anime thing. My artist Pablo Romero, like he works in like 2 different styles. Where it's like one style is like the book that he did for me, Cyborg USA, but then he also does an anime style, and he's really, really gifted in it, and people love it. It's like not exactly for me, but I think in this story, it works really well. So,
yeah.
That's my opinion about Big Eyes.
Yeah. I always find it like whatever story you want to tell in the tone, find the art style to match.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And yours is more, Justin, Unstitched is more fantasy.
Yes.
Right? And say something, Cyborg USA is going to be much more, or trying to be a more realistic story.
Yeah, sort of realistic. It's like a, hyper realistic, like sci-fi, action adventure.
Right.
What that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Jason Brubaker's cover.
So tell me about Jason Brubaker, because I don't really, I've heard his name, but I don't really know him that well. So
he's been like crowdfunding since Kickstarter, like on Kickstarter since like 2015.
Okay.
He used to be an animator at DreamWorks and working on like Kung Fu Panda and stuff.
Okay.
Has his own YouTube channel, and like he started it like way before the whole CG movement and stuff.
Sure.
Having a YouTube channel, build a platform, crowdfund books, and I think he was actually the first comic book to hit 6 figures.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay. That's probably why I've heard of him. I just I just don't know.
Like he's been going more on Indiegogo because of how Kickstarter is, and Indiegogo seems to be more the place for like strictly comics. Although some of his other stuff like How to Draw, he'll put on like Kickstarter.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
but,
we really.
He has an amazing, amazing art style, and he has an amazing book series called Sithra. Really good series, and it's all like hardback books for like $25.
Justin, this is amazing. This package is amazing for a small creator like you. I'm sort of like shocked that you're offering it. So you want to talk about this?
Absolutely. This is my retail buyback bundle. So with what a local comic shop or any retail bookstore store will get is they're going to get 6 books, 3 of each cover, 6 mini prints that's going to be at the back of it, like, bag and board. And whatever they do not sell, I will buy back for returnability. So not only am I offering the books at a discount, I have full returnability back for them. And because I'm in North Carolina, if a store in like Virginia or South Carolina gets it, I will even go anywhere between like those tri-state areas for promotion reasons of like, hey, you want me to come in, sign books, whatever, meet the creator, can do.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool like retailer friendly thing to do, and I like, it's something that a lot of people talk about, but it's great that you're doing that. I think like what it speaks to is like, with these tiers, you're going to help develop relationships with local retailers or, retailers who want you in their shop. And I think that's great. So, however you came to that choice to do this tier, like good for you.
It shows commitment to the project.
It does. And then we have a Children's Hospital bundle. It's 6 books of Laura's cover that will be donated to like St. Jude's, Ronald McDonald's, the Boys and Girls Club, things like that. And then any money that's made like by profit or whatever will also be donated to charity.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Would you say this is a children's comic book?
Yes. Like it's all ages, much kind of like a Don Bluth Pixar film or whatever. There's the underlying message that's very kid friendly, and especially with the art style. And then there's like a slightly like deeper story that, you know, if you're an adult, you could read this and you can enjoy it as well.
Okay. So it's not like frightening for little children.
Yeah, no. Like someone around like 10, 12, you know, kind of like how a lot of like Marvel comics used to be aimed towards.
Got it.
Well, Justin talked about fear, like
fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment.
Right. But then fear creates the condition, like for dramatic exploration, right? So this book is about like engaging with a child's fear, and reconciling fear and imagination. Why?
Rob, we're starting to lose you, and you're having your most.
Oh, are you?
And you're having your most prolific thought of the whole show.
Oh my God! Always, it's always like that.
Because
do you have me back?
You're back a little, and I want to revisit that quote because we said fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, and you said fear creates the environment for exploration.
Well, in his book, in this book. So it's not like this book, you know, is about you know, avoiding fear. It's about engaging in fear and how fear intersects with the child's imagination, like in that state of wonderment, in that like pre-fear state of wonderment. Am I does that make any sense?
Yeah. The way I put it is, or the way I kind of describe it is, and like this is all right, my big brain is like being afraid of the dark is one of the top 5 like phobias. But in my mind, no one's actually afraid of the dark. Your fears take form in the darkness. And the reason why I like fear, like being like the dark is a natural fear, with like, you know, fire and snakes and stuff, is because when we were cavemen and stuff, nighttime, you know, we'd all sleep, and then poor Mark over there, he just disappears because nocturnal creature got him, and you know, then he becomes a grave robber.
Right. My wife is really right now. My wife is really into this show that I think the producers should be prosecuted and jailed for. It's called Naked and Afraid. You guys ever heard that show?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so she's like really into it. She's been watching it a lot, and it's like they put these like poor idiots out, these like crazy people out who want to like live in the wilderness naked, in like Africa, where like leopards are like stalking them and hunting them, and it does like it does kind of explain that where those like kind of primal impulses come from.
Mm-hmm. Just to win 10 grand or something? What's the prize?
No, it's like $5 grand.
$5 grand
for 45 days. They're nuts.
That's not worth it.
No, right? No, seriously, I believe, and I would like, you know, I graduated with a motion picture video production degree, and I studied the ethics of documentary filmmaking. I would be willing to testify that those producers are criminals in court with my expertise.
Well, I like that, you know, we were talking about fear of the dark, and it always makes me think, you know, kind of the difference between fear and danger. You know, like standing on the edge of the cliff could be dangerous, but people have that fear of heights, but there might not actually be any actual physical danger there, but you create it in your mind.
Yes.
Right.
And that's like fear of the dark, because now you're creating danger.
I have a new thing that I'm afraid of, which is this teddy bear now. I've seen it in that video. Tell me about the teddy bear, because you're making 10 of these?
Yes. And we've already sold 5.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
So the teddy bear is our boogeyman creature. And the way I kind of describe him is he's like the Darth Vader for the darkness. He's that enforcer role that if a teddy bear is there, he kind of is the anti-teddy bear in a way of he just takes them out and unstitches them and then kind of like wears them as trophies on his back, which is why you see the teddies on the back. And in fact, I actually have one right here.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Sick.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So those are surprises.
Yes.
That's an icon. Yeah. That's an iconic looking villain, and I think your title is really good too, Unstitched, for this for this story idea. So, so good for you, Justin. I'm inclined to get that, but maybe also the hospital one. And then that's it, right? Everything is sold out.
Yeah. Yep. Then we had the original poster, which my buddy Caleb did, and that sold out.
Great.
That was on the video, right, Justin?
Yep.
That was the one on the video you showed.
Yep.
And you guys are what, halfway into your campaign, and you're halfway funded. So that's pretty. Got to feel pretty good about that, I guess.
Yeah.
We need to get it funded so we can get part 2 of 2.
Yes.
That's right. Back it up.
Then
Angela,
after part 2, we have
big shout out.
Hi, Angela.
Angela's great.
And then after part 2, we have next storyline, which I'm starting to write now, is Unstitched Dreams in Despair. So, after part 2, there is more stories to tell in the Unstitched universe.
More Unstitched.
And you have the artist for part 2 as well?
Yep.
Great. Yeah, man. I think people should definitely back this. Definitely if you have kids.
And the best thing is the art. All 48 pages are done, and we are laying down the colors on the last 3 pages this week.
So it'll go out pretty soon after you close the campaign, it sounds like.
Yep.
How long do you have to take to stitch those bears?
We have the first 5 actually already made.
Oh, that's great.
Because I purchased 5 to begin with. So then it's just more or less getting the other 5, and I'll be if I get funded, I'll go in demand for it. As long as the other 5 getting produced, if those sell.
That's great. I like that a lot.
Fun. It's fun.
And then it's just more or less putting the letters on and sending it to the printer.
You got Eric Weathers is lettering. Eric Weathers is sort of a famous comic skater, so.
You know what, those bears remind me, Rob, a little of remember last week when we had those great dolls and the ship? The guy was making his own ships using his 3D printer.
Yes. Yeah, that is cool.
Those are great.
Yeah. George Gatsis.
George Gatsis.
The Blue Muppet. Yeah,
yes.
He's a extraordinaire. Artist extraordinaire.
Frantically looking through my notes.
Well, he was on he was with us on my 4-hour stream last night.
Oh.
So I've seen a lot of, as well as that goofy stream we did on Thursday night. So.
Oh, George Gatsis showed up for that?
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of George lately.
That's great. So we'll probably never see him again now. So.
No, I think we'll see him again.
We'll see him again. You think we'll come back on the show?
Yeah, he's around. So sorry, Mark. I've got this back up for you. So let's talk.
That's all right.
I want to talk to you about what's it looking like? What does this book look like?
Okay. Well, it's really focused on elements of horror and melding that kind of Western horror kind of feel. But we've got Passion for Drawing, who's he's the one.
Oh, great.
He's done the cover, he's done all of the character concepts, and he's going to be doing the interior art too. And he is fantastic. But I actually do have a new page that he just sent me yesterday.
Do you want to try to share it? I think I can probably pull that off. But when I said, what does it look like? Also, what's the page count and
I see
what you're selling book wise.
Right now we're at 32 pages is what we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm going to try to talk to a couple of our, guest artists to do some, new art to, put in the back of the book, kind of get like a poster kind of thing that you can pull out if you want. I thought that would be kind of a cool idea. We're still working on getting the pages done, but we're hoping to add in a colorist soon, and we haven't decided about a letterer yet. I'm debating on doing it myself or hiring it. It out.
It's hard to teach yourself to do it, but I don't know. That's what we did, and it took us an extra year. So
really, wow. Okay.
Sort of. I mean, my partner had other things going on.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Do you how do I share your screen? Do you have it? Can you? I think your thing. You should have an icon there that says share screen.
Right.
And then if you put it up, I can put it up, I think.
Are we going to get a Big Dick Johnson action figure? That's what the.
Oh, that's good. That's a good question.
What they want to know.
With the tri-stand.
There's
the
tri-stand.
The tri-stand.
Oh man. Let's see what I got here. I think it's going to be screen.
Tramp stamp. These colors never bleed.
It's not big. His name isn't Big Dick Johnson though. His name is
it's Big Dick Murphy.
Big Dick Murphy.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Dick Johnson would be too much.
A little heavy-handed. Yeah, ridiculous.
That's outrageous.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So this looks great. And this
So
is
we have
passion for drawing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's phenomenal. He's done a great job on everything so far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen his Doom Fate stuff, but it's just superb. Like
so
really
I backed
coming
Doom
up.
Fate and I backed his coloring book, and he's been around for a long time, and I like him a lot.
Yeah, I gotta say, he's taught me a lot. I'm relatively new, to. I mean, I love comic books. I've loved comic books all my life, but I've never actually sat down and written one. Most of the stuff that I've done has been, short stories, articles and stuff like that. So he's actually, working with him has really helped me kind of, learn how to do this and, learn how to, really tell something visually. And I mean, he when he takes the stuff that I've written and he puts it onto the page, it's like magic. He's fantastic. Here we have the three.
One of the things that I really enjoy about Comicscape that I'm really passionate about is oh, sorry, did you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoy about Comicscape and I'm really passionate about it's guys like you guys who are maybe first time creators and working through this and coming out with compelling projects that you're really passionate about telling.
Yeah, and it's got some of the greatest artists that I've seen on the indie scene in a long time. You got guys like Passion for Drawing, Sim, Joe Ball.
Joe Ball is amazing.
I can't believe how fantastic he is. I don't know how he's not making tons of money, someplace else at one of the major places. He's incredible. But I'm happy he is.
I would hire him for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He's gonna be, in 10 years, he's probably gonna be, like where Greg Capullo, that kind of level of, renown, because he's just that fantastic, in my opinion. I think he's really, really good. But
let's goose Passion a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He like I said, he's fantastic. Everything that I put down, in writing, he just turns into, panels of just pure magic. I mean, you look at this, we've got this head slash thing going on here in panel 3, and he did such a great job, really getting the level of gore just right, getting the eyeball popping out. I thought that was a great touch. But we've at the top here, we've got the 3 main characters. We've got Big Dick Murphy, we have Amanda Lynn, and then we have on the other side, we have Waylon Louder. And those are going to be the core grave robbers. And, we kind of come over here and we have a little bit of a showcase of Amanda's teleportation powers. And, she takes this guy's head and splits it right into quarters.
Wow. And
we don't have a lot of Waylon in this one, but, you kind of get the sneakiness of the knives and, kind of that kind of character where he's, I kind of look at him as like a, Jane from Firefly, but if he was smaller and more of a cutthroat instead of a brigand kind of character. So yeah,
cool. It looks like
Mark. Do you send Passion? His name's Passion for the art.
Passion for drawing.
Passion for drawing. You send him what you've written, and then he'll shoot back to you. Hey, here's what I'm thinking for story or for art. I mean.
Well, what I did was originally I wrote this three or 4 years ago. I wrote the original script, and I contacted him about doing some character work, and he did some really, really great art. And he and I got to talking over, Google hangouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we went over the script, and he really ended up loving the characters. He really ended up loving the script, and we'll sit and we'll talk for 2 or 3 hours at a time about each page and what we want to do with it and what direction. So he's phenomenal. He's been nothing but just amazing to work with. So yeah,
that's great.
Justin, we got a request from Angela Pearlfish, one of our favorite viewers. Yeah, there we go. Give it a little spin around. Maybe like a close up on those bears. I love this thing.
I like how the stuffing's coming out.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
It is sewn on, so it's a design choice. It's
right.
Yeah,
I had
it's
a few
really
people
cool.
when I first showed it off, like, it's messing up. No, it's good. It's
and that's
like that.
Is the
nose and the eyes glow in the dark?
The eyes glow in the dark.
Does the nose glow in the dark too, or just the eyes?
Just the eyes.
Okay. Cool.
I figured if the nose glow in the dark, it would look kind of like boogerish. I don't know.
She also said Doodlebags is another.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Doodlebags is another artist. So he's doing this book called Vestige 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so Anton, we have a very special show planned. I don't know if you know about this in August, in mid-August.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you and I are going to be doing a show
live in person.
In Palms with Kate. I think Kate's going to finally be there, and we're going to have Vestige. We're going to feature Vestige 2 that week. So
that'll be outstanding.
That's the War Campaigns project with Doodlebags. We're going to have Doodlebags on, and Gat Hanzo, who's the creator of that.
That'll be outstanding.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You just let me know what time and what do I wear. That's all I ever ask.
Oh, what happened? How did I lose Mark?
You dropped Justin.
I think I'm still here.
You dropped Justin. He was over. He's like,
I think I meant to drop him.
He doesn't like Doodlebags.
I'm sorry about that.
Mark, I want to ask you,
Justin, come back.
Is there a good horror Western movie out there right now that was ever made that you like, that kind of fits in? Like, what should I watch this afternoon, I guess is what I'm saying. That's
a good question. A lot of people would probably say Jonah Hex is a good movie. I personally, I thought that was okay. I didn't, I wasn't, knocking down the door to the theater to see it, but, it wasn't bad. I'm trying to think of some other ones. There's some horror themed, they're not really, that's actually a good question. I wasn't prepared to answer that.
Right. Yeah. That's how we get you on the Splendopia Hour Live. You be prepared. We come to you with the tough questions. We don't hold back on this show.
In terms of inspiration,
we're not like the softball interviewers you're going to find on some of these other programs.
Yeah. No, in terms of, I'd have to say, inspiration for this has got to be, there's a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Obviously, I get that little bit of camp in there, but I grew up with your early 90s horror films like Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. That was one of the ones that my dad used to watch. A lot of those kind of campy B movie kind of horror movies. I think Warlock was another one. That's a really early one. I haven't seen that.
Was that with Julian Sands?
I think so. Yeah. I'm not positive. I'd have to look it up. I haven't seen it.
Julian Sands is the actor who's in Boxing Helena. Do you know that movie?
Not off the top of my head, no.
They put Helena in a box, right?
Well, it's really famous because I can't remember who they originally hired for it. I think they might have hired Demi Moore, and it was an actress like her, and she sued to get out of it, and then they ended up having to do the film with what's her name from Twin Peaks? Forgot her name. Never mind.
What's Delta, the Star Trek guy, is in the chat. I think Dust Devil, he's saying. Is that a movie that I should watch?
Dust Devil.
I don't know what he's talking about with Dust Devil. Chick from Twin Peaks. Yeah. So the chick that played, Horn, Audrey Horn. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. I always like those the anthology horror movies, right? That do 3 or 4 stories from
yeah,
the
like
80s.
Halloween and Jason, those movies. Like,
well, you mean
like Tales from the Crypt, or like
Tales from the Dark
see.
Side, or Tales from the Hood?
Tales from the Dark Side.
Tales from
You
the
mean
Hood.
Tales
I
from
haven't
the
seen
Hood?
that in a long time.
Tales from the Hood is another good one.
Yeah. There's
That's a good
one. So there's a really old Tales from the Crypt movie, I think from the 70s, and there's one that like really sticks out with me, and it's like, it's like I don't know. Have you guys seen it?
70s movie?
A little more.
Well, what happens is there's like, I can't remember, there's basically like a home for like men, for like like there's like a character who's like blind, it's like men who are like,
Maybe this will help, Rob. We'll give you a little music. Thinking it over music.
Was that the one that was just called Tales from the Crypt?
I think it was called Tales from the Crypt, and it was like the first movie that was like Tales from the Crypt, and it was in the 1970s, and
drawing popped in the chat. Sorry to interrupt you. Passion for drawing.
Hey, here's Passion. Yeah.
What up, Passion?
Hey,
we love your work.
Yeah, join in if you know what this is. So basically, the bottom line is it's like a bunch of men who have like disabilities, and like in England, and the guy who's like running their house is like a dick, and one of the guys is blind, so he engineers like the basement, because he can travel around blind. He like builds like these traps. It's like walls like covered in nails, and like puts the guy that's like running the house into like this trap where he has to like walk through this And there's a good monkey's paw in it too. There's a good monkey's paw. I love the monkey's paw. All right. I'm sorry. I know it's my show, but I shouldn't have wasted the time with that.
What was that? The guy that played Grand Moff Tarkin, was he in that?
Peter Cushing. Yeah, he might have been. I don't remember if he was or not.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, so Passion is saying if he likes the stream, will he get in trouble? Well, this is a joke, because when I like and retweet things, I get in trouble with Comicsgate. So, so it's entirely possible, Passion, and I don't want to get you in any trouble.
What's up with that, Rob? On the stream on Thursday, they said you killed Comicsgate.
Yeah, apparently I destroyed Comicsgate. Yeah, I talked about it a lot on that 4-hour stream last night. I think it's a bum rap, but I'll accept my punishment if that's the case.
So
seems like Comicsgate's doing fine now.
Yeah. I thought, and this is my naivete, right? But I thought Comicsgate was all about promoting and helping independent comic book producers over the big guys, right? What we do on this show, we promote independent comic book producers, people trying to make their dreams come true. To me,
that was the idea of Comicsgate Phase 2. The original Comicsgate was sort of like just like consumers who were pissed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then Phase 2 was sort of like, well, we're going to create like an alternate, kind of like industry that gives people some more choices and, is a little more respectful to the consumer. But people, how people are. Things that the dream is not always the reality. You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm looking at this Dust Devil movie that Delta Star Force is telling us all about. It looks pretty good. Richard Stanley, the director, you remember from the Island of Dr. Moreau, everybody's favorite movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Val Kilmer.
With Val Kilmer and
Brando,
the late great.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. Great. Well, thank you, Delta Star Force, the Star Trek guy. You've picked out my Sunday afternoon movie for me. Thank you so much.
I wrote that down. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I just saw a bunch of there's a bunch of like Sam Peckinpah movies that I'd like to go back and watch. I saw a couple of them pop up on Twitter. There's one with like there's one that he did with Candice Bergen and Gene Hackman and Oliver Reed.
It's a classic Western then, right?
A bunch of other ones. Yeah. Sam Peckinpah was like a crazy drunk, and like all his Westerns were just like, total exploitive violence.
Well, we're into that.
You want another like off-kilter Western? This is actually an Asian Western. It's Sugika Western Django, like 2007.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino is actually he has an acting voice, and like he's like the narrator. He didn't direct it,
pretty cool.
but he's kind of like telling the story. And it's of like a traveler going into this town. And, like the town is run by two different gangs, the Reds and the Whites, and it's very like Tale of Two Cities, or like War of the Roses, actually. War of the Roses, but like Asian Western, and because of it being like an Asian Western, it's very like as you said, like a 360 backshot head.
What was the name of it?
It's Sukiyaki, right? Sorry.
I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Sukiyaki Western Django.
Yeah.
And I think
Western
that's
Django.
and I think because Quentin Tarantino did that before he did his first Western movie, I think that's why he named his Django Unchained as a kind of a callback to
Well, actually, Django. So actually, Django is like there's like a long tradition of like Django movies.
That's true as well.
And the original Django, like I watched the original Django when I was like in film school, and it's like the guy, he drags a like a coffin with him like everywhere.
Did you guys
Cool.
see?
In case the
Bone
live
Tomahawk?
chat is playing the Splendopia Hour drinking game, take your second shot, because that's the second time Rob's mentioned film school today. So.
Did you guys see Bone
Every time
Tomahawk?
I give them the big eyes. So
Yeah, big eyes. Let me see the big eyes. Yeah, they love the big eyes.
big eyes.
Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Mark?
Oh, I was just gonna say, did you guys see Bone Tomahawk?
No, I didn't, but I hear it's awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's pretty brutal. It's a pretty rough movie. I don't know if you know S. Craig Zahler, but he did what was that that one with Vince Vaughn, that one where he was in prison. The guy's pretty known for his brutal movies.
Well,
Bone Tomahawk.
Bone Tomahawk is good.
Yeah.
Kurt
Oh, you saw it?
Kurt
Yeah.
Russell. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a little off like Justin's like thing, Maybe we should talk about a couple like great kid movies. More Don Bluth. More Don Bluth movies.
We should
Pixar.
Don Bluth.
Well, we're kind of wrapping up on the hour. Do you wanna ask some final questions and kind of play us out, guys? You guys have been great guests, and it's been I think a fun chat. So
Anastasia. Titan AE. Don Bluth did Titan AE.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep. That was I think like one of his last major things he did at Fox.
it was kind of it was not the success that they wanted, and I think that kind of derailed their career a bit.
It shut down, I think, Fox Animation, unfortunately. Yeah. It was an amazing movie. I love it, but yeah. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I mean, this one looks like
great art usually kills big studios.
Death Game.
Death Game.
Oh, okay.
That's also a Don Bluth movie. Donna and Jackie. Every man's fantasy. One man's nightmare. Right? I mean, that's our kind of film, Rob. That's our kind of film.
That one I have to look up because that one is, I think, one of the few I have not seen from Don Bluth. And I have seen like Penguin and the Pebble, and that was awful.
Wait, Mark, I want to ask you one more time.
Sure.
When do you guys think you're going to be launching? When do you think you're going to be launching?
Well, we talked about October, but it's looking more like it's going to be November, maybe mid-November. We're working on the pages. We're trying to get get most of it done before we launch, so that we can wrap up the campaign and everything, and not sit and then just get them out there.
Sure.
But yeah, we're looking at maybe mid-November.
Well, let's definitely have you back when you launch.
That sounds great, man. I appreciate that.
We'll see the page again.
Oh yeah.
Anton, you got a final question for the boys, or?
I think we're good today. I think we covered it all. Great show. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, thank you.
All right, guys.
We'll have you back sometime, and you're going to tell us all about Unstitched Part 2 of 2. We're very excited about that. Mark, good luck with Grave Robbers. Welcome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's going to be great. And you, the audience, thank you for spending your Independence Day with us, celebrating your independence from corporate-run comic books right here on the Splendopia Hour Live. Now, I'm Anton Belvedere, and for Rob Casey, we've always got to ask you, who has more fun than we do? Nobody.
Nobody.
We'll see you next time on the Splendopia Hour Live.